Mark, what more can you tell us about what's going on right now?
Well, the sides have been negotiating basically all weekend on compensation terms. Jason Kidd has 3 years left on his original 4-year deal valued at $10.5 million to coach the Nets. The word out of Brooklyn has been that they're holding firm and they want a first-round pick. Milwaukee clearly does not want to surrender more than a future second-rounder to get the rights to hire Jason Kidd as their coach. So until the sides can resolve that, this thing won't move. But there's just more and more momentum the longer this weekend goes on, pushing Jason Kidd to be the Milwaukee Bucks coach. It's probably going to take another 24 to 48 hours to sort out, but I mean, the chances are really strong now that Jason Kidd is going to end up as Bucks coach.
What if this deal falls through, though? What happens with Jason Kidd?
It's very difficult to see how he and Billy King could work together again after this, because from all my information, the chasm between these guys really started. It arose in December or shortly after that, when Jason Kidd found out that there was some talk within the offices of the Nets to fire Jason Kidd. Remember, the Nets got off to a horrible start. They were 10-21 at their worst. They ended up sticking with Jason Kidd. The Nets turned things around in a big way, had one of the most successful turnarounds in NBA history percentage-wise, were able to win a first-round series. But when Jason Kidd got wind of that, you know, that really is where this relationship started to deteriorate. And you'd have to think, after all this now, everything we've seen this weekend, it would be hard to imagine Jason Kidd and Billy King being able to work together after this.
Mark, we've seen this a little bit before where coaches change cities, they change teams. But how will Jason Kidd be viewed around the NBA with this situation here?
Well, look, people are taking shots at him, and I think he's grown accustomed to that because, it looked like that he was demanding to be the new president in Milwaukee if he was going to leave, and that's not the case. In this Andy Katz story, and the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporting the same tonight, this isn't about a front office position. This is the Bucks targeting Jason Kidd to be their next coach. Marc Lasry, one of the Bucks' new co-owners, is very tight with Jason Kidd. He's a former Nets co-owner. He's Jason Kidd's former financial advisor as well. So these guys have a close relationship, and I honestly don't think it's that uncommon when a new ownership team comes in. They typically want to make their own choices. The unusual part here is it sounds like John Hammond and David Morway, the current front office tag team in Milwaukee, sounds like those guys are going to be able to stay, and that the owners want to hire Jason Kidd as the new coach. So it would be an ownership decision choosing the new coach as opposed to the front office executives. But with Marc Lasry, half of this ownership tag team in Milwaukee, with Wesley Edens, such a big Jason Kidd fan, the fact that they would want to go after Jason Kidd, I don't think that's too big a surprise.
All right, let's say this deal does get done. Milwaukee gets its man, Jason Kidd goes to the Bucks. Who are the Nets going to go after? Give us some names that maybe Brooklyn will be targeting here.
Yeah, the Nets will have no shortage of options. As long as Mikhail Prokhorov is their owner, coaches are going to want to coach there because the Nets spend money. Last season, they spent nearly $200 million in salary and luxury tax. No team in the NBA can touch that. So Lionel Hollins, George Karl, Mark Jackson, those are the three names you're hearing bandied about already. They're three all qualified, very qualified coaches. You can make the case for any one of those three, and that's really where the search is going to start for Brooklyn.